Let me ask you something personal. Think back to your childhood. Not the big moments, not birthdays or holidays. I mean the quiet, ordinary moments. When you were scared, did someone hold you? When you cried, did someone ask why? When you walked into a room, did anyone really see you? If your answer is not really, then this video was made specifically for you. Because there is a kind of wound that doctors cannot find. It doesn't show up on scans. It doesn't leave marks on your skin, but it quietly rewires the way you think about yourself, the way you love, the way you trust, and most dangerously, the way you believe you deserve to be treated. It has a name. It's called childhood emotional neglect. And today we're going to talk about it in a way that nobody ever talked to you about it when you were young. And if you're new here, welcome. I make videos like this every single day. Deep psychology, explained in a way that actually makes sense. So if that sounds like something you need in your life, go ahead and subscribe right now. I promise you won't regret it. Part 1. What is childhood emotional neglect and why most people never recognize it? Here's the thing that makes childhood emotional neglect so difficult to identify. It's not about what your parents did to you. It's about what they didn't do. They didn't hit you. They didn't scream. Maybe they fed you, clothed you, sent you to school. On paper, everything looked fine. But here's what was missing: emotional attunement. Nobody taught you that your feelings were valid. Nobody said, "I can see you're hurting, talk to me." Nobody created a space where you could be emotionally vulnerable without being dismissed, ignored, or told to toughen up. And when a child grows up in that kind of environment, they don't think my parents failed me. They think something must be wrong with me. That single belief is where everything begins to unravel. Part 2. The 5 invisible scars it leaves on your adult life. Scar number 1. You became hyper-independent. You learned very early that asking for help leads to disappointment. So you stopped asking. You handle everything alone, carry every burden in silence, and secretly feel like needing people is a weakness. But deep down, you're exhausted. Scar number 2. You struggle to trust that love is real. When someone is kind to you, your first instinct isn't gratitude, it's suspicion. What do they want? How long before they leave? You've been trained to expect love to disappear, so you keep people at arm's length to protect yourself. Scar number 3. You minimize your own emotions. You've been told, directly or indirectly, that your feelings are too much, too dramatic, not important. So now you dismiss them yourself. You say, "I'm fine," when you're breaking. You apologize for crying. You shrink yourself so others feel comfortable. Scar number 4. You feel fundamentally empty. Not sad, not angry. Just hollow, like something essential is missing but you can't name it. Psychologists call this a sense of inner emptiness. And it's one of the most common signs of growing up emotionally neglected. Scar number 5. You feel like an outsider, even in your own relationships. You're in the room, but you're watching from behind glass. You love people, but you never feel fully connected. Like there's a wall around you that you didn't build, but also don't know how to take down. Part 3. Why these patterns follow you into adulthood. Now here is where the psychology gets fascinating and a little uncomfortable. When we're children, our brains are not finished forming. The emotional experiences we have in childhood don't just affect our mood. They literally shape our neural pathways. The brain learns, this is what the world is like. This is what I should expect. This is how I must behave to survive. So the child who learned that emotions are dangerous grows into an adult who shuts down emotionally under stress. The child who learned that love is unpredictable grows into an adult who is terrified of commitment. The child who learned to be invisible grows into an adult who cannot speak up for themselves, even when they're being treated unfairly. This is not weakness. This is not a character flaw. This is adaptation. Your nervous system did exactly what it was designed to do. It kept you safe in an environment where being safe meant being small. The problem is, you're no longer that child, but your nervous system doesn't know that yet. Part 4. The moment everything can change. There is a concept in psychology called earned secure attachment, and it may be the most hopeful idea in all of modern psychology. It means this: even if you didn't receive the emotional security you needed as a child, you can earn it as an adult. You can rewire these patterns, not overnight, not easily, but it is genuinely scientifically possible. It begins with awareness. The moment you can look at a pattern in your life, the people-pleasing, the emotional shutdown, the inability to ask for help and say, "This came from somewhere. This is not who I fundamentally am. This is something that happened to me." That is the moment the healing begins, because you can only change what you first understand. Part 5. What healing actually looks like. 3 practical steps. Step 1. Name your emotions every single day. Not just "I feel bad." Actually get specific. Frustrated, ashamed, lonely, overlooked. The act of naming an emotion activates the prefrontal cortex and literally calms the nervous system. It sounds too simple. It isn't. Step 2. Practice receiving, not just giving. Let someone help you. Accept a compliment without deflecting. When someone asks how you are, answer honestly, just once. Every time you allow yourself to receive care, you are teaching your nervous system that it's safe to do so. Step 3. Consider working with a therapist who understands trauma. Specifically, look for someone trained in IFS, internal family systems, or somatic approaches. These methods don't just talk about the past. They work with the body where these patterns actually live. End on something they will remember. If nobody ever told you this, let me tell you now. The way you were treated as a child was not a reflection of your worth. You were not too much. You were not too needy. You were not difficult to love. You were a child who needed something, and the people around you didn't know how to give it. That is their limitation, not your definition. And it is never, never too late to give yourself what you didn't receive then. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.